What is up, guys? Rodney here with Crypto Bros, and tonight we're going to be diving into a good profit-taking / trade exiting strategy. I'm going to be kind of showing you guys my transition and how I worked into that, and kind of walk you through that process. It's very easy and beginner-friendly if you're just getting into this, and I found it very, very helpful after I kind of broke out of my early years. But before we do that, we're just going to take a quick scroll through CoinMarketCap. As you can see, a little more red on the board here in the top 10. Not a big deal, though. There are been some coins that are pumping. Monero is up 16%. VeChain, 7%. Scicoin is down. Who else is kicking steam? 20%. 0x, 12%. Who else is moving here? Decreed, I don't know what that is, 30%. And Loopring, 21.5%. Both 0x and Loopring are decentralized exchanges. I am holding positions in there, and I'm a big fan of those projects for like a security and privacy standpoint. So, but yeah, guys, let's get in the meat of this video. So, anyway, the example I'm going to be using tonight is actually Syndicator. And I'm using this because this is the process that I went through last night. I'm going to show you what I used to do and then what I do now and why I think that is better. So last night while I was actually shooting the video, Syndicator was up on this candle, up over 100%. And in the past, what I would do is I would sell everything that I had in that one shot. And this is an extreme example because for something to shoot up 100% like that is pretty crazy. But I would sell it off all in one shot. And then if it continued to run like Syndicator did, literally another 60% on top of that, I would sit there and like panic and have anxiety and you know, FOMO from missing out. And this was early on. And so as I don't do that as much anymore if I were to do that, but as I've become better at this crypto game, and I don't necessarily want to say I'm a trader because I am more of a fundamental holder than a trader, but as I've kind of progressed in my career here, I've picked up some better practices on how to exit a trade without doing it all in one shot and being as profitable as possible. And I believe you should be taking profits on the way up. So a couple different things. The first thing is this is actually how I got started. I knew that there had to be a better way, and you guys might think like, yeah, you're an idiot, like everyone knows this. I didn't. So I'm going to explain to you what I did. So I first went over to TradingView, and I would kind of use, as I got more knowledgeable, and I couldn't necessarily draw a very good Fibonacci extension, but I would use some of these traders' trades or projections as a guideline. So in this case, I would go over to TradingView. I would use the drop-down arrow, and I would definitely make sure you have to click on Trading Ideas. Once you click on Trading Ideas, you can put the coin in there. You hit enter, and it brings up all these different trades, and you know, these are people's projections on what it's going to do based on technical analysis. In tonight's example, I'm using this one, and that's because over here on the right, you could actually see that there is Fibonacci extensions. Now, these extensions mark like strong like physiologically. That's not even a word. They mark like strong marks in terms of trading, or strong psychological barriers, and people use these as like a guideline. So you can even see in some of these different charts that like, oh, people sold off at the 1618, people sold off at the the 127, and I'll go through these in just a second. So this right here is the or these numbers right here are the Fibonacci sequence numbers. They're 23%, 38.2, 50, 61.8, 78.6, 100%, so that would be double your money, 127, 161, and 200%. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this little play button here, and this is going to fire out the rest of the trade and where we're at now. And this is kind of where I found myself last night when we were up 100%. Came over there, threw in my search, pulled up this chart, looked at the fib over here, and at the time we were already up 100%. Now there's what we know is that if something goes up, it must come down. So what I did there is I sold off 1/3 of my CND coins right around 100%. I think it was slightly over, like maybe 16 or 17%. And let's say it didn't shoot way up over 100%. What I would be doing is I would be using these numbers right here to see, you know, my sell levels, where I'd want to sell to be profitable, because these are such strong barriers that you can even see right here, right around the 127. You know, we've got some open and closes. Right around the 161.8, we have some open and closes. That's because people are making, they're either buying. In this case, you can see these two little candles right here. They're either buying or selling in that spot. So we use these as a guide. And I was actually on my computer last night, so what I did is I just did a market sell, or actually I typed in the price and sold it where I wanted it to, but you would enter in, I'm not sure if I just said buy, I would do a sell order at the price that I wanted to. And in this situation, if we weren't, we'll actually just use the 127. But so I sold off a third there. Sorry guys, I know that's terrible. We know that 127 is our next mark. And what you'd want to do is you'd want to set a sell order slightly below the 127. So in this case, you know, we want to, if you guys can see this bar over here on the right hand side, it is moving and it tells you the Satoshi. So what we'd want to do is we want to pick something slightly under the 127. So in this case, we would maybe put in, you know, 0.000158. And to show you how we would use that is we would take that number, we would go back to Binance, we would put in a limit sell, or you can do a market sell, whatever it's at, you know, if you're watching it. But we would do 0.01, I forgot what I said, 1581, I believe. Hold on, let me just double check this. 1581. Okay. So then we would just go in there and we would set this order. As you can see, it's at 18 cents. And maybe in this example, we sold off a third. Maybe you only want to sell off 25% or 50 or whatever it is. You can type in the number right in here. I don't have any on this, but you can type it in here, whatever the amount may be. So, you know, maybe in this example you sell off another third. So now you sold off at 100-ish, and now you sold off at the 127. The coin continues to move, and we see that our next goal, our next target, is the 1618. And you know, let's say it's midnight and you want to go to bed. So what you would do is maybe you would set another sell order up here. And in this example, this mark is just below the 1618, and it is the 1890. And we would go back to Binance, and we would put in this 1890, and then we would set a sell limit for that. You could also set a stop limit as well, so if it went up above that, it would come back down and trigger a sell. But in this case, we would set something here, and you could set a sell order, and you can close your computer and you can go to bed. You either wake up in the morning and you have sold everything and you've made a very nice profit, congratulations to you, or it didn't hit and it's still in play. So that is how I transfer, or these are the moves that I make now, and I just find this so much better for myself, because I get it, guys. Like, to say that I am not sometimes emotional, I'm not that disciplined yet. Like, I've come a long way, but still, sometimes you get a little bummed out, you question yourself, whatever it may be. But these are the moves I make now, and these are the progressions that I've went from basically selling everything off to in one shot to doing it in and taking advantage as this climbs. You know, they always say, you know, buy low, sell high. Sometimes it's really hard to pinpoint the top and sell high. So these act as a great guide, these Fibonacci extensions. And again, all we did is we went to TradingView, just to kind of recap this. All we did is we went to TradingView, we go to Trading Ideas, we put in the coin, whatever it may be, the code here, and then we look for something that has some type of Fibonacci extension that we can use up if we can't buy our own. Now, you might be saying, Rod, I thought you were a fundamental holder and a long-term hold guy. Guys, I am definitely that, but with how the market has been lately, it's been so shaky, I did want to take some profits, and I'm okay with that, because what we know, especially when I have covered this psychology of a market cycle. I typed this out so bad, so it's going to be correcting me. But so what we know is if it goes up, it will come down. And in this point, I don't know why it's doing this. Must be an ad. That's stupid. Whoa, this is not what I want. So anyway, in this, we know, just to recap, repeat myself for the 450th time, if it goes up, it has to come down. And since we went up, we know at some point this is going to retrace. It may trade sideways for a little bit and shoot up again, but at some point, it will retrace. So if we flip back over here, we can actually draw a Fibonacci retracement. Kind of move myself here. We can draw a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top and kind of see where this may go. I'm not a great expert in Fibonacci extensions or retracements by any means. So in this case, I'm drawing it all the way up to the highest wick. And from there, what we can kind of assume is that over the next period of time, we're going to be back down to this 50, to 61.8 retracement. Now, if it drops all the way down to the 78.6, that's a great buy-in, guys. And then we might see a long tail of consolidation before it makes a move again. I'm going to guess that I'm going to probably buy in between the 56. Between the 50 and the 61.8, which will be somewhere in here. I actually already, last night, because I didn't exactly know what the action would be, I set another buy order right around the 10-cent mark. I don't know what that is. But what I would do and how we would apply this piece of action is, let's say we were going to just kind of set something down here. We'll use the 61.8, and we see that it is 0.000190. So what we would do is then we would flip over to Binance. We would do we would go over to a buy order, and I forgot what I just said, but I'll have to check that again. Sorry. 61.8 is a 1181. So we flip over to Binance 0001181. We see right around a 61% retracement is right around 14 cents, and then we can buy whatever it is. I don't have anything in here. This is the account is not logged in, so you can't see my funds or anything. I would get weird about that, but that is how I would play it. That's how I would play it. So we've essentially sold a portion of our coins at the top. Now we're setting up a buy order, and we know that things are going to come down. We're not getting overly emotional as things fall because we secured profits. And again, guys, I'm not some crazy good trader. I do understand this aspect of it, and from like a psychological standpoint, I'm okay at best at executing here. But these have been super, super helpful in my crypto career. So if you found this video helpful, by all means, subscribe. Shoot, I hate asking you guys directly to subscribe. If you would like to subscribe because these videos are helping you out, by all means, we'll take you in. So yeah, practice this, learn this type of thing. But yeah, man, these have been super helpful in my career. So that is all I have for you guys tonight. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. And as always, if you are finding these helpful, I know I just said this shit, I'm sorry. If you are finding these helpful, by all means, hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you. And yeah, guys, happy Friday. That's all I have. That was a week close. That was a week close. As you guys know, all of my all the exchanges that I am on are down below. They are my referral links. If you want to use them, you're friggin' awesome. If not, my feelings are not hurt. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Man, it is 8:30 and I started trying to shoot this thing at 7 o'clock. That's how many times it took me. What a rough day. Anyway, guys, have a great evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.